Graph Champs, baby. Season 3. Graph Champs. I'm your host, SR, MBK, the vertical, murtical, squirtical, all over your girls' liz nips. Gotta switch it up a little, you know what I'm saying? What I said, I have the kids hanging off your, I have my kids' nids hanging off your eyelids. Let me go to my motherfucking theme music, you heard? Graph Champs is in the fucking building, baby.
SR the general, full blast.
Shit alive, baby, shit alive.
Chant, yeah, grab, chant, grab, chant,
Shit alive.
chant. Shout out the Graph Champs.
Staying alive, baby.
Shout out the Graph Champs. Shout out the Graph Champs. Shout out the Graph Champs. Welcome to the Graph Champs. We appreciate the love and support for all the Graph Camps. The most amazing and iconic artists out here smashing it from the train yards to the rooftops to the storefronts, highways, catching right. SR the general, he be going crazy, bro. From his Instagram account, Supreme Clientele Radio. Interviewing all the icons, the ones that led the way. Salute to all the fallen legends, the ones that set the stage. Moment of silence, let us remember those. Peace. Whether they family or they were friend or foe. Hate them or love them, let's show them some respect. Major contribution in hip-hop, Graph Champs to the death. Ready and willing, never scared to fry. Never. Chance in the art to getting up, prepared to rise. Super talented vandals, never scared to die. Let's show them love while they breathing. Go ahead and share the life, share the life. So tell a friend to go and tell a friend. Interviews are dope from the start up to the end. To the end. Let's show them love and call it glory time. Repost his post on your post, share his post up on your storyline.
Yeah.
So tell a friend to go and tell a friend.
I see you put salute.
Start up to the end. Let's show him love and call it glory time. Repost his post on your post, share his post up on your storyline. That's all the God General.
Yo, salute to everybody tuning in. What's up? I see you saying top. I see you put. I see you, the Verrazano Bandit. I see you. What up, Hawkeye? I see you. Yo, salute. KGB's in the building also. KGK is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Bronx is in the building. We got big Bronx legends in the house tonight. You heard? Big POVE. Salute my nigga Vice. TNS in the building. Bushwick in the building. You know what I mean? Yo, POVE G.U, my nigga. OG shit. You know what I'm saying? If y'all niggas never seen that POVE shit, you have no business writing graffiti. What it is, Sue? You know what I mean? Before anything, though, I want to give a super rest in peace to my brother Dover. Rest in peace, Dover. BF. One of super underrated graffiti street killer. Super. Oh, what it is, Slap. I see you. Slap. Yeah, rest in peace, Dover, man. For real, that shit hit home, bro. It hurt. Good dude, bro. I know the nigga for decades, my nigga, and I was honored to have interviewed him on Graph Champs. You know, not even a year ago, less than a year, maybe like 9 months ago, on Graph Champs, bro. And you know, now if you know, you could go to YouTube and you could look at the Graph Champs episode with Dover and see that, watch the nigga talk about his whole graph journey and everything. You know, salute to you, my fallen brother. We're gonna miss you, bro. Rest in peace, Dover. You know what I mean? And I want to salute to the young boy Spray. You know what I'm saying? I got that Spray fucking. Look, he did the Graph Champ sticker. You know what I'm saying? Young boy Spray. That nigga be catching all the crazy spots, my nigga. All the crazy spots. Spray has all the crazy spots. Anso has all the crazy spots. Who else? Miss 17 got all the crazy spots. Put got all the crazy spots. Every fucking Cuddy spot that you could go. It's not even Cuddy spots. He be on full blast spots. He just, yo, you got great placement, my nigga. For real, for real, for real. But, alright, man. Without further ado, I'm bringing up the man himself, motherfucking POVE. Hold on, POVE. Oh, shit, wait. Boom. Oh, what is this, bro? My bad. What do I keep doing? Alright, right here. Boom. Alright. Hold up, man. Where's my motherfucking spray can? Yeah. Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
it's good.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yo, because first I just saw some guy laying down. I didn't know what was going on. Yo, salute to Big POVE G.U in the fucking building, baby. Graph Champs, Season 3, Episode 10. Yo, POVE, before anything, I just want to thank you for taking the time out to come to share your story with the people. Your name comes up frequently out Graph Champs. I ask people who they want to see. We just do straight legends, goats, street killers, niggas that impact the game and make waves. And you check off all those boxes. So salute to you, my brother, and welcome home.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it from you and everybody else.
Yo, bro, you don't understand the feedback that I got when I started promoting the POVE commercial. Yo, Big Dogs is like, yes, how did you even get the OG? And I'm just like, yo, I don't even know my damn self. I'm just honored to be able to do this with you. You know what I'm saying?
Already.
All right. So in Graph Champs fashion, we're going to start from the beginning, POVE. So we want to know what got you into graffiti in the first place. How did you get into graffiti?
Well, graffiti for me started at a young age. You know, I used to go down the city with older family members. Used to be driven around in cars with all the family members. I used to see the whole cars and things like that, and was totally like mesmerized by the things I was seeing, and I knew it was for me. And it started from there.
So around what years was this? Was this the late 70s, the early 80s? What?
No, this is the early 70s because I'm an older person, bro.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
I don't want to say online, but I'm older. I've been around for a minute.
All right. So it's fair to assume that you've been around since almost the beginning of like the golden era.
I was there. I was like the youngest one out of all the OGs from that era.
So what? Just riding the trains, being in your environment, that's what got you into wanting to like actually do it?
Well, what got me into it was, you know, I grew up in Yonkers. And, you know, I was right there on the border with the Bronx, with White Plains Road and the 2 train. So I used to go over the bridge and, you know, make friends and stuff like that because it was a little easier to, you know. And I got into it with these guys and made friends with them, and they just introduced me. They was like, yo, let's go buy these little markers from the Optimo store. If anybody remembers Optimo.
Hell yeah.
So I went to the Optimo store, you know, bought these little 600 markers, these little, you know, little things, and started writing my tag, which was POV, before I added the E.
It was POV in the beginning?
Yeah, it had a POV. I used to put like a halo as for a hyphen, but people were calling me POV. So later on in my career, I had met up with this guy, Jason, the Mob, and he wrote Terror 161. And he was like, the E to your name, and it'll give more balance to your name with the 4 letters instead of the 3. And then being that, you know, with graffiti, I'm going to tell everybody like this. Graffiti's like this. Graffiti, you have to be original. Yeah, you can take little things from here and there, but you still had to be original. So being that there was a PE out already, I stayed with PV, which later out turned out to be Pure Vandalism from my boy KR, DIK crew. So he was like, yo, POVE, you know, he was like, yo, you know what PV means? I was like, nah, KR, what does it mean? He was like, Pure Vandalism. So it stuck with me, and it made sense because, you know, that's what I am. That's what I do.
So did you take it like serious from the beginning, or was just, you know, fucking around?
Well, I got into it, and then started progressing from there, and started learning throw ups, and was I got into seeing other writers like Crashing Days. I remember from back in the days they had a TV show where they did a little documentary on their work. So they were, I guess I looked up to them. I seen things from Dondi. I can't think of the right word right now, but they were an impression on me. They impressed me. So I took it from there.
Do you remember like the first time you went to like the layup or the train yard?
I started off motion bombing, right? And then for like the layups and yard, yeah, I remember those days, bro. Those days were definitely memories in those days. Started off in I hit 241st Street yard, and I used to hit Baychester layup before I got down with the crew MPC. And that was at the time I was writing POV. And I had problems with some of the guys from MPC. They didn't know who I was, so they started smashing me. I started smashing them until Cap finally came around. I was like, yo, I know this guy from Yonkers through Jason. And I went down and I met them because at the time I was writing with this guy Angus TVS when I was coming up. And I would have got down with the Vamp Squad first before MPC. But something happened with somebody from the Vamp Squad who went away for a long time. So I don't want to even mention the name, but they know who they are, And it just turned out I turned out MPC,
So
But
you say you
let
started.
me can I before you start, right?
Uh,
Let me tell
uh,
everybody, I was always GU. There was never MPC first. I always had my own crew. All right. MPC came on later in life. So if you ever read anything or heard anything, it's not true. I'm telling you from the horse's mouth. I got GU. All right. That's what I started writing before I got down with other crews. So to clarify that for everybody out there.
so you had your own crew when you first started. GU is your shit.
GU became my shit. I got it from somebody who passed away. R.I.P. Sacer from Yonkers. He came up with the crew Graffiti Unlimited. I heard it and I was like, oh man, that's dope. Can I get that? And he was like, yeah, sure. And I took it and it launched from there, and then like before I knew it, we were 88 deep, all right, on the trains. There was no other crews like that. We were 88 deep. And all these old school guys that talk about, oh, this, and that. You remember you were GU. So don't even front, bro. All right? And I'm not even trying to go back there with that crap or anything. I'm way past that level. But you guys know who you definitely are. So I ain't here to mention no names. It's just about it. What else you got?
All right, so listen, you said in the beginning you started motion bombing. Is it like, because I interviewed a lot of train dudes and it seems like most of them started like with insides and motions, and then that's when you start trying to do the pieces on the outsides or whatever. Is that how it usually is? Like the new jacks start on the inside and shit?
In graffiti from my era, right, from the pioneers, you had to be a tagger, you had to be a bomber, and you had to be a piecer. It was an all-around thing. It wasn't just one thing. It was about being everything. So, you had to come up with your own style. It was about being original, and you had to be able to do tags and then throw-ups and then blockbusters and then, burners and then whole car below the windows, whole car top to bottoms, and it goes from there.
So you said, because we all agree that originality it's a must. It's a must. So speaking of originality, I want to talk about your throwy, just the P alone. That shit is so memorable. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
how did you even come up with the
I
throw
got
up?
I got a little story behind that P. That P actually came from Cap and Scene doing PJ throw-ups. So I combined the two and I came up with my P. But it was still for that era of the 80s with that big circle and stuff like that. That's what the 80s was about. It's not like how it is nowadays, and it's changed a lot since then. But that's my era. I stick with that. I stay with that. That's my stamp. You know, and if you don't like it, I'll just smash that shit all over you. I don't give a fuck.
Yo, I remember back to back fillings, Bronx. Yo, like there's a lot of Bronx niggas that destroyed lines so heavily. You think the Bronx?
What up, Break?
You think the Bronx got the best writers, or who? You know what I'm saying? Who you think got the best writers, bro?
Well, I'm telling you, I gotta represent the Bronx, bro. You know, them dudes from Brooklyn, they came at us, but they couldn't hang, bro. I would chase them dudes off the 2s and 5s. Then I'd go smash the shit on the 4s and 3s. And then if I caught you on the 6s or the Ds or the As or the CCs, your shit was gone.
Oh,
and I'd
man.
leave my name. I didn't have to do anything. I'd put my name right over you if there was any kind of problem with that. But I feel that to get back to it, yeah, the Bronx, New York City is laid it down, bro. Whatever borough they from, right? They put it on. You know, I give credit to everybody. I'm not gonna say favoritism. You know what my favorite shit is? Graffiti, bro. And if you live that graffiti life, then you know what graffiti is.
Bams. Who was the first niggas that you came out on bombing with? Like seriously, like, you know, killing shit.
I would say Jason, Rook, Caban, Cap. Who else? There's been different people. You know, I bombed a little bit with Cope and Cone. Was doing burners when they didn't want to do burners, and they were like, "Oh, we just want to do draws. We're not into that burner thing." I was like, "All right." That's why my shit came out in Beach Street. You know.
Yeah, so how did you even learn how to piece? Like just from the beginning when you started writing, you just started practicing everything?
Piecing came about. I would look at other people's things that would improvise me or impress me. You know, I'd get an impression. But actually, I got my first style off Richie Sheen, UA, and I took it from there. And then I combined. I like Duster, UA, and I like Poem and Scene. So what happened was, yeah, I learned, you know, I took little things from here and there and there and there, and then I developed my own. I've had people like Sess over the years help me out, and it's just progressed over the years. And what I try to do, what I do as a writer is I keep evolving, because graffiti keeps changing, and it's a big competition. So you got to stay evolved. You know, you got to keep staying with, like, I'm not going to be like one of them dudes that say, well, you know what I did in 1982, and, you know, and this is what I did then. Nah, bro. All right. Yeah, you did that. That's cool. That's great. I'm happy for you. This is what I'm doing now. You know?
Yeah. It's definitely a what have you done for me lately sport.
I don't care, you know, that what have you done for me lately?
You're very underrated when it comes to the pieces, bro, because your lettering is crazy, nigga.
Well, you know, there's a small group of people that, you know, I come in between, and you know, they got their small circles, so they're not going to let you in them circles, bro. And I didn't do graffiti for anybody. I did graffiti for me, all right? And if everybody else, other people enjoy it and they know about me, that's fine. Great. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. You know? And from New York City to upstate New York or Connecticut, Jersey, Florida, wherever, bro, people know. Europe, you know, people know, bro.
So how did you go from Yonkers to bombing? Like, what, you moved from Yonkers to the Bronx, or you was doing the commute? What you was doing?
Nah, what happened was that I was right on the border, bro. And if you know anything about Yonkers, right? Like, if you go down from where I was living, I go down the street, right? There's a bridge. The bridge is not that long. I cut over the bridge. I'm in the Bronx, bro.
Wow.
You know?
So you was just running, riding, ripping shit up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll still rip it up. You know.
What about pictures? Do you got like pictures of train cars and layups and shit like
Yeah.
that, like the old
Yeah,
school?
if anybody wants to see like old pictures and stuff like that, I give a lot of credit to Cabs and Key for taking a lot of pictures of my stuff from back in the days. You can go look on my other pages, POVE _1 _GU. There's a POVE page. There's a bunch of POVE pages you can check shit out on.
So do you remember do you have a favorite spot that you hit?
My favorite spot?
Yeah, that
was
you
all
always
the spots.
that you always talk about
All
that
the
spot.
spots.
All the spots?
All the spots.
What about all the back-to-back? Yo, because yo, son, I'm not even gonna lie. So when you was like crazy like that, you was like doing the rooftops, the fucking train stations, back-to-backs, all the I seen that shit when I was little. You destroy shit, bro. So that was your mindset, like I'm gonna do back-to-back shits. Fuck that.
Yeah, because I wanted to stand out. You know,
Nice.
I wanted to stand out. I didn't just want one little throw up. I wanted 20, 30, you know, like that.
That's a fact. when you first started bombing, who was the man? Who was like who you thought was the man? Was there one
Cap.
certain nigga that you was like Cap?
Cap MPC. And nobody can front, bro. Cap had everything. Every car smashed. Cap. And that's who brought me into the game of bombing. And that's the one who said, you know what, POVE? If you ever want to be a king, never have a partner because they'll get up as much as you. And I took it and I listened and I was like, you know, that makes total sense. And then I went out and destroyed the 2-yard by my damn self.
Yo, I never even thought about it like that.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
crazy
Think
because
about
it's
it, bro.
like-
If you got a partner, right? He's going to be getting up just as much as you. So who's the king?
Who's the king? That's true. It's like you could say like Easy, Jaws, and Josh 5. Like who? It's them three.
Don't even bring up. I don't even want to hear about Josh 5, bro. I just left that nigga up north.
Yeah, man. Salute to Josh 5.
Yeah, man,
we
salute,
interviewed him
Josh
on the
5.
first season. This shit, another street killer legend. We already know.
Yeah,
But,
sure. If you only knew.
Did
You know, you guys, what happens is you guys see tags and you see throw up, right? But you don't know the person individually. Once you get to meet people individually, you vibe with them or you don't. You know, and there's a lot of cats that can't say that, yeah, nigga, I know you. You know me, or you know of my past me. You know?
But just like in my perspective, the way I look at graffiti, you see, I started Graph Champs to interview niggas like you that came before me that destroy shit because I missed that era. So I want to hear the stories and I want all the history to live on. So see, so when you mention a person like Josh 5, I do look at him like somebody.
Josh 5 actually came out later after me. And
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was
but
after, you know, he was after Easy and Josh, from what I remember. But Easy and Josh RIP, they smashed it. I give them credit. They were smashing.
And when it comes to the train shit, when I was
They were
little,
on trains too, bro. Don't think they was just in the streets. Them dudes was on trains, bro. I remember seeing them on the 3 line and, you know, not saying you, but for those that don't know, yeah, them guys hit trains, bro.
Do you remember the first, like when you started seeing the trains and shit when you was younger? Do you remember the first name that stuck out to you? Like,
yeah, War 3 on the insides with a uni
who was
marker.
it?
War 3 with a uni marker on the insides. WAR, like war.
Yeah, War 3. Yeah, nah,
Yeah,
I never
it
heard.
was on the insides. That's like one of the things that I can remember at a young age. And then I remember seeing like a Smurf character between the doors, on the doors in the middle of the car, before they even became popular.
Wow. You see, because it's shit like that that got me into graffiti. I ride the train and I would see roaches. He drew the roaches on the insides of the train, and that shit used to, as a little kid, it was like, oh shit, and that's what got me into looking
about
at the
Keith Haring when the advertisements were black. and then he used to hit all the advertisements with chalk, and he'd have the roaches and stuff like that. I remember them. Yeah, he had a lot of stuff, that guy, at one time.
Did you ever run into like a super like big time writers in the layups or anything like that?
Nah, I used to go down to the bench. I remember one of the first people I met was Dez. Rest in peace, Dez. You know, I ran into Weber, right? I ran into a bunch of people, bro. There was one time I was in the D yard and Cope was in there bombing. He was in the insides, and I'm like 2 cars behind him. He don't even know I'm there. I'm such a ninja, bro, and I'm watching them go down the last lane, hitting up the insides with fat cap tags and stuff. You know, this was before I ever really met him personally. I peeped him in the D yard. He didn't even know I was there. Thank God I wasn't a serial killer, because them guys could have been all done.
Yeah,
I gotta have jokes.
I hear stories like that about people just hiding out and watching other niggas bomb the yard and shit.
Yeah, there's been places where I've been I've been street bombing, right? So I like to wear all dark colors. And then when I tell you I'm a ninja, I'm really a ninja, because I'll stand right there next to it and have people walk by like maybe 3, 4, 5 feet away and not even aware that I'm standing there. You know, so I've had it, places like that, experiences like that. I mean,
what about racking? You have mad racks?
Man.
So give me a racking story.
Oh yeah, I had Modern Hardware. I had fucking the Red Devil Factory. I had Martin Paint. I had fucking racks, bro. I like, my latest racks, I'll go fill up. I'll go in Walmart, right? So I go down the backpack aisle, right? The book bags and shit. So I grab me a book bag, right? I rip off the tags right there. I go right now, paint out, catch me some kills and some 2Xs. Fill that shit up, at least 35 cans, and walk out. If not, I'm filling up the shopping cart full of stuff and walking out. If it's not nailed down, I'm taking it.
Yo, that's funny, because that's some shit we would have did, right? You steal the bag and then you steal with the bag that you just stole, nigga. You come off. Yo, I love that shit. This shit is a game, my nigga.
Yeah, bro, I'm into that crazy stuff like that, but it's part of life. You know, they got corporations. They can pay for that shit. They don't care.
Word, exactly, my nigga. For real. So, yo, I wanna pick your graffiti brain a little bit.
Go ahead.
Okay. So you're a old school nigga, saying like you've been around, So it's interesting to hear who you're gonna say. Like, give me your top 5 or top 10, as many as you can name. Whatever your favorite street bombers, niggas who you think kill shit.
I would say me. I would say J.A. I would say RD. I'd say my boy Chef. I've seen Utah, Kes 5. From the old days, Comet, even Per. My boy S-Star out there. Yo, what's good? Stizzy. And I would say Cope 2.
Yeah, that's a list right there. Utah, ooh, that was a good one. Rest in peace, Kes 5. That was a good one also,
Yeah, these are people that stuck out. I remember people like Giz. He would get up a lot, and I've seen they know who they are.
What about throw ups? Who got the dopest throw ups, Pove? Come on.
I do.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
Nah, I'm always talking doodle. I don't know, bro. This like for the old days, for me, the best throw-ups I would say was like Cap. I would say Hayes with his SE3 throw-up, right? Ooh. That shit was dope. Hayes with his Frankenstein, that was dope. Even though I went over a million of those things. I would say Quick RTW. My boy Key with the key throw up, you know. I would say Zephyr with the JOI throw ups. I'd say Jason had a good throw up. PJ, Shock, you know, Shock 123, the Vamp Squad.
120.
You know, I've seen them all, big and small, in between, far and long.
Yo, that's a good Hayes, bro. Woo!
Yeah, with that SE3 throw up, that shit was dope for back in the 80s, bro. Ain't nobody had no shit like that.
Bro, and I always
Cap,
love PJ shit.
I always loved Cap shit, and then you couldn't figure out what it said when you were a kid. You know, you're a toy. You're like, what the hell is that? But I see a million of them. You know?
Do you think so? Cap is the Don Dada.
Yeah, for bombing on the trains. Yeah, you couldn't mess with Cap, bro. He blast your shit and he blast you.
So many people, because I interviewed Cope, I interviewed a lot of people, and they always say the same thing, that Cap wasn't a fuck with, and T-Kid.
Yeah, I remember T-Kid. Yo, I remember a night when we went fucking bombing. It was me, T-Kid, Delta, Cap, Cope, and Jason. And we went and fucking hit the 4-yard. That was the night that Cap gave Cope to his throw. The throw he rocks now. So I remember that. Yeah, that was one of our nights we were out there.
History, bro. Give me a crazy bombing story. Come on, Paul. Give me something crazy.
All right. For you that don't know, the 5 line, Morris Park to Pelham Parkway, called Esplanade. And it was just when I was first coming around and piecing with MPC with Rook in particular. And there was this one night we were out there and we were bombing, bro. What happened was we caught a whole car on the uptown side on the bridge, on a part that's like a bridge, right? So I did a POV, he did an arcade stretched, and we did a whole car top to bottom, end to end. And as we went through, we did throw-ups and stuff. That's when the white trains were coming out, and they were all half white and they were half dirty. You know, so a lot of us were doing outlines at first because you didn't really need to do a fill-in then. So as we're coming down the tracks, there's like a little, MTA building. And the wall came down and it cut into the right. So I remember these guys were crouched down and they just leaped out at me and Rook. And I took off. Pew! I was gone, right? I kept running until I finally tripped into some thickets and some wood and fell, and the train went by. And as I look, the cops got fucking Rook, and he's walking on top of the 3rd rail as they're walking him back in handcuffs with somebody else, right? So it turns out it was these 2 cops, right? And they were graffiti cops. And a year later to the day, what happened was Rook was bombing insides again. And he was like, yo, come on, we're going to go, me, you, and Caban. And we hit these racks up in Yonkers for some rustos. So picture us over there. We go down, we hop the station. Now it's half a tunnel and half of it sticks out on the outside. This is how Esplanade layup was set up. So we look on the inside, and I'm like, everything's clean on the outside, inside of the tunnel, but everything on the outside of the tunnel is dirty. So we was like, F it, well, let's go. Boom, we go down, we get in the middle of the tracks, right? Now we hear a work bump coming down, you hear the door slamming and shit on the downtown side, right? So they had little partitions of barriers, between the trains that we stood, we put our backs against the wall and the guy walked by. So when you're a graffiti bomber and you're in the subways, right, you had to learn how to paint and also watch your back at the same time while painting your throw-up. So while I'm doing my poles or my PVs, I'm looking back and forth down the lane, and I see some fucking big black fucking bowl head stick his head out looking down at us. I says, yo, look at that, right? And it was like, yo, come on, let's go. So we get up between the cars and get on the roof of the train. Now we're in the tunnel, Now, mind you, we got to duck down because we're tall, because the ceiling's right there. So we're going uptown the opposite way from where the cop looked. And as we hear from the uptown side coming down, you hear the door slam, boom, boom. As we're running across the top of the trains, they're indenting. Like a hood of a car, when you sit on the hood of a car and it indents, and then you sit up and it goes pow. So the trains are doing that. So between the cars, I'm leaning over, I'm looking over, and Caban pushes me back, right? And the fucking cops run right underneath us, right? So we shoot up to the end of the train and hop down. We still got the bags of paint. So we're on the station now on Pelham Parkway on the 5. Now on Pelham Parkway on the 5, the steps go up on one side and they come down on the other side. So we're creeping up, and Caban's in the lead. And Caban, he's on, like, you know, he's like crouched down and he's looking and he's peering the door open like 1 inch, 2 inch. All of a sudden he takes off. I knew what it was, bro. He came running. We're running down the stairs. He throws his bag, hits my bag. Yo, bro, there must have been 50 cans of spray paint all over the floor, right on the stairs and everything. We run down the stairs, and then we run around the other way. Like, if these cops were smart and they ran down the other stairs, they would have been able to grab us. So we take off through the station. They're not there. And then all of a sudden I hear these fucking Vandal Squad niggas yelling, "We know who you are. We know who you are." Da, 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 da. So we cut out. We get in the tunnel. Now we get out the other end of the tunnel, and you're over there in by the 5 line, over by Pelham Parkway. So we're walking through, and you see people's backyards and stuff. So we find an old abandoned, like, tool shed in the back of somebody's house, and we go sit up on there, and we're watching the street, and the DTs are flying around the street looking for us. So we wound up breaking night, staying there. So when it was clear, these guys went back to Pelham Parkway. I cut through Burke Avenue and went home, and I got a phone call later from Rook. Yo, the chase didn't stop at the station. These guys was waiting in the neighborhood. And they was like, yo, these guys fucking chased us down the alleys and all this other shit. And, you know, these are them same alleyways that you can see in the Wanderers movie. When they're in those alleyways, that was Rook's neighborhood. All right? So they're running through all those things. So eventually they call him up and they're like, "Oh, yo, we want to know, you know, we want you to come down and tell us what happened." So he goes down there, and the fucking guy's like, "Oh, we want you to tell us that Caban and POVE were with you, but they're using our governments." And I remember him telling me he just raised his hands up to put the handcuffs on. So that's one of the crazy raid stories I got for you. But when that happened, from the first time to the second time, like I said earlier, it was exactly a year to the date.
That's why y'all niggas shouldn't have went back. It was an omen right there, nigga.
Yeah, well, you know, that's why they say always know your territory and your enemy. You know, as long as you know your territory and your enemy, you can always get away.
So now let me ask you. So now you went through the 80s boom bombing and shit. You're hitting trains, all of that. Your shit is running. Now when the trains was going out, when they started ending and shit, how did you feel? How was the transition? Like what was it like?
Well, I went out maybe once or twice in that era. I was more into getting involved into learning a trade at the time. But during that era, I used to take a lot of D trains to go to work in Manhattan in the Bronx. And I remember, like, one of the last people was Saint TMR to be up the most. On the last some of the dudes that was painting was Saint. You know, yeah, he was on everything. You know,
definitely dope. So when the trains ended, you wasn't active?
Well, I've slipped in and out for years. You know, even if I wasn't active, I was smashing a highway. You know, or I was smashing something on the street. So I could say I was like half inactive.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
what I'm saying because then I seen your shit in the streets and shit in the acts in the fucking train stations, all of that shit.
Yeah, you know, those trains, those are my favorite. You know, and for all those people that said, "Oh, you can't paint those new trains, the paint drips off." Since when? You know, that became an urban myth back when they first did it. But I can guarantee you for sure, yeah, that paint's.
Yeah, I seen pics of clean trains with nice pieces that you did on them shits, bro. I never got to like rock a filling on a train or nothing like that, bro. I wish I could have.
Yeah, I can tell you this for sure. Every time they put that fare up, right, I'm gonna smash those trains.
Get your money's worth.
They're gonna get their money's worth because they're getting millions of dollars for what? You know what? I'm gonna let it ride.
So what about like the '90s and shit when now the new era of niggas come in the '90s and shit and it was street bombing. Was you watching?
Well,
Was you around to see that?
yeah, I seen like the late '80s, the '90s. I seen like the highway movement with Justin Ness, TBT. I seen that movement going on. They were smashing. Them kids got up a lot. And then I was surprised to see there was MPC, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta get up with them dudes. They're fucking rocking the same crew as me, most popular criminals.
Did you get to rock with them ever?
Huh?
Did you get to rock with them ever? Justin Ness?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, bro. I got down with TBT. And then my
Nice.
partner at the time, he got mad and he got jealous because I would go out with them and smash spots that I told him I would smash with him, but he didn't like it. So, it was whatever. It was only a
Who
feeling. I'm sure he got over it.
who was your favorite person or that to go bombing with?
Me? I
Yeah.
would say, I don't know. I bombed with a lot of people. I've gotten up with a lot of people.
Who was the
I've been with
funnest one to bomb? The funnest.
the Holy Ghost. No, I'm kidding. I don't know, man. I had a lot of fun with Rook. As far as streets, they know who they are. I don't want to keep saying people's names. Get played out. Because they sure ain't there for me if I got to go make money in the canvas industry or anything. So, it is what it is. They know who they are. They got their props. And if
What about
people know their history and see who I got up with, they know who it is too.
Nah, because I seen that you bombed with Sass. That nigga's a crazy all-out artist. That nigga's retarded with it.
Oh yeah, that's man. I met him under the bridge, bro. Back in '93 or some shit, and he was from Westchester County, Georgia, as well. And did a burner, I tried to do a burner with him, Clark. I think that was the time when it was like him, Clark, Bomb 5. They were getting up a lot on White Plains Road. They were doing like burners.
You mean Clark ID? Oh shit, buffering. You're buffering, Pove. Yo, salute, G. What it is, my nigga? I see you.
People playing with me.
Yo, you buffering, Pove.
That's because I'm in the stairway.
All right. I can hear you now, though.
Yeah, well, So what's good?
What about the graffiti now? Like the last, like the latest niggas, like the last 10-year niggas. Have you been looking at that, like the streets? Oh, buffering again. Yo, Pove, you buffering, bro?
I'm buffing? Oh, okay, hold on. Anybody want this cigarette? trying to smoke a cigarette. That's why. You still can't hear me?
Nah, I could.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Good.
my bad.
It's all right.
So what about the graffiti now? Do you look at that?
Yeah, I look at it. I have no choice but to look at it.
Do you like anybody? Do you like anything?
Yeah, I like how styles have progressed and characters and the realization of things. And, the throw-up styles, I can't say too much about them. Some of you guys, it's like hard to read. I don't know where you learned your style from or who improvised you or whatever impressed you. Made an impression on them, but yeah, some's good, some's bad, I've been out there from when it started from letters to people doing characters and stupid things, I've seen some real terrible garbage, and you're still garbage, and you're garbage, but you get up for garbage,
So what about that? Niggas that get up, but their shit is garbage still. Does it even count that they get up?
That's always going to be, because they were saying that about Cap when he was out. Cap wasn't into doing burners and shit, but to be honest, from the beginning of the generation, I've seen some garbage out there, yeah, but I've seen some really nice shit, I like how styles progressed. I like how characters and backgrounds have progressed, Shout out to those that are still in the movement and still creating those murals with backgrounds and stuff.
What about that? You see
portraits.
a lot of people, there's a lot of murals everywhere, and like street niggas will just be like, yo, I'm smacking fillings on top of that. How do you feel about that?
I've done it myself, I've done it upstate. I've done it. I can't say, it happens, But, you got to understand, some of these people, they're getting paid for that. And here you come because you want some props, You can hit other spots, but, people are going to do what they do. And you can't tell them what to do. That's free will.
So I just want to make this clear. In every era, some shit like that, like a big mural, that shit is a spot. Just off rip, that shit is a spot every time. Yo, salute TD, I see you. That shit is a spot every time, nigga. A mural.
I guess, I don't know. If somebody smashes my mural, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna smash your whole shit from your littlest tag to your biggest fucking piece.
Yeah, but nah, I don't mean, you see, but your shit is graffiti, but now it's murals, like drawings and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what's wrong with that? That's another expression of art, bro. We have our own language. We have our own lifestyle.
I'm saying, is that shit a spot? So it's not a spot. It's up. It's like, is it an unwritten rule and shit? Because a lot of street bombers from this era be like, yo, that shit is a spot. I'll smack a filling on top of that shit. Should you?
That's how they feel, and then go do you, man. I don't know. I don't really like to disrespect other people's artwork unless I make it look like it was a collaboration of some sort.
Yeah, a lot of street bombers.
Just to blatantly go out and smash somebody's thing. Yeah. Some people think it's cool. Some people don't. I can't talk for everybody. I'm not everybody, bro. I can only talk for myself.
Me myself, I don't do it, but I did do it the last time I rocked the filling. Actually, my nigga, I did it, bro. It was because there was no there was no other place to rock it. I rocked it all the way at the end in the little corner of the mural, my nigga.
Yeah.
Like I didn't go like right smack in the middle of this shit. I right at the end with a silver filling, nigga. Fuck that.
I hear you, bro. I caught one upstate, bro. I did a black and white burner with a red border on their mural, but it turned out to look like a background.
So what feels better, doing, let's say, you rocking a POVE on a fucking train, one of those POVEs, like, or rocking like back to back fillings in the streets, the PV. Which one is better?
I think, to be honest, I think the PVs. Back to back on the trains look good. Get that smash. I like them to feel it, you know? Especially
Hell
after
yeah.
they write lies about you and stuff, you know? Oh, I got some things planned, you know? I'm not going to say what or when, but yeah, something's coming.
So that shit is in your blood, bro. You're just gonna always
Yeah,
be.
I was away for a while on sabbatical, and people were like, "Yo, come on, Pove, bro. You know you're gonna smash something. It's already in your blood, bro. You can't deny that shit." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess you're right."
Yes, and I love that shit, my nigga. Just yo, destroy. You know, whatever it is, just you know what I'm saying. Salute to you, my nigga. Yo,
Thank you.
we do all the dedication and the time that you put into the fucking to the legacy you built, my nigga.
Yo,
That's
you
why.
gotta
That's
hold
why.
on. I might buffer a little because I gotta run upstairs.
I get go upstairs and shit, but what about merchandise, my nigga? You gotta do fucking canvases, pins, shit like that.
Oh yeah, I do take canvas orders, and I do have a shirt line. I have several designs ready to come out. I'm
Oh,
ready to
you
take
do.
pre-orders from people if should they be interested in anything from me. You know, I could use the support. You know, it just came out from sabbatical, like I said, after 2 years, and I'm trying to build myself up all over again while maintaining my sobriety, which I've kept for the last 61 months, everybody.
Salute to you, my nigga. Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
ain't easy, bro. Salute to my nigga Deck, that nigga fresh home too, my nigga. Like niggas be going through it and shit, but you know, you gotta stay out and stay strong. Do what you gotta do. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to. I ain't looking to catch no more F's, bro. You know?
That's a fact. So where hit you at? You gotta say it to everybody because I'm gonna put this on the YouTube channel. So say where they could get DM you for the pre-orders.
Oh, anybody interested in any artwork from me, any kind of murals, any kind of shirts, canvases, sticker packs, you can find me at Point of View Entertainment, ENT. Point, period, of, period, view, period, ENT. Point of View Entertainment, which is the acronym for POVE. All right, so I'm out there.
So
And when I
Point
see
of
you,
View Entertainment.
when I see that little dude, you know who you are. I've always shook you down. I can't wait to see you, brother. I can't wait. Ha ha. Suck my dick, bitch.
Yo, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't focus on none of the negative shit
Yeah, I know,
on the
but
rap
yo,
chats,
this
but
nigga, you're a punk. I always robbed you, and I'll stay robbing you, and I'll step up to you. You want to be a computer gangster? You stay that way. Because when I do see you, I'm going to step to you, bitch. And I don't care if you lift weights or whatever. I'll poke you in your fucking neck, nigga.
yo, forget, you know what I'm saying? Forget them
I'm
niggas and
sorry
shit, you know what I
about that.
mean?
But I want him
Nah,
to hear me say that since he's so interested in me. You know?
but regardless and shit, so everybody heard it, you could get the merch and shit. Yo, you before we get off this or anything, bro, you got anything else you wanna say? Anybody, you know what I'm saying? Anything else, bro? Because the floor is yours, my nigga.
All right, I want
Shout
to give a
out.
shout out.
Yes, sir.
I want to give some shout outs. First to God, my kids, and my grandkids. I want to get out a shout out to Jace, Gons and SR. Thank you for the interview. K, Chef, Fuge, Rask, Flav, Spec, Earn, Star, MI, Key, Prover, Breaks, Sneersky, Ice, Hero, Harm, Make, Sect, Vet, Sneersky, Spags, Put, Mr. Gels, KD, Wayne, CO. Rocket 150 MPC, Tracy 168 Wild Star, Tommy, Cats, Taboo, Laso, Joes, SG, Bones, Soul, TNS, Bates, Fats, Mears, Coast, Fresh, Just. Vita Guerrera, you stay looking good, little woman, because you one badass girly. Spawn, Web 113, Webolium. I want to shout out to anybody from the crew from G.U. past and present, NPC, Wild Style, Voodoo Tribe, The Mad Children, HC, WF, TBS. Thank you all for supporting me and my artwork. Like I said, if you're interested, I have murals available, interior, exterior. It's being available for interior jobs that is not harmful to children or pets. I have shirts for order. I have sticker packs. Like I said, I have whatever you're looking for. I have a legitimate entity. All right? All work is guaranteed. Satisfaction, free shipping. Just contact me, DM me at Point of View Entertainment on Instagram.
Yo, Pove, I want to thank you again for coming and telling your story and sharing your time with us. You know what I mean? We salute you, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Everybody support. You know what I mean? This nigga, he got all his merchandise. Let's get this shit cracking. Yo, thanks again, Pove. You heard?
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, man. I think you got to X yourself out.
I don't ever X myself out. I usually X the enemies out. But thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. And those that took the time to listen to me, thank you. If you support me or not, if you like me or don't like me, it's none of my business. Keep going. Keep getting up. Keep painting. All right? Stay up, everybody. I'm out with that. Uno.
Big Pove, my nigga. Graph Champs. Season 3. That was episode 10. Grab Champs, POVE G.U. Guerrilla Unit. Yo, son. Yo, TD, what it is? Yo, Diablo. Good looks, man. Yo, salute for that fucking. You have the best. You know, I got the best fucking intro in the world because of you. Thank you. You know what I mean? Fat Caps, salute to my nigga Guns. Everybody go to Fat Caps. You know what I'm saying? Yo, he said never X out. Yeah, I'll never X myself out. I X out the enemy. Niggas be beefing on the fucking the comments and shit, but I can't really read the comments too much. What it is, damn salute, my brother. I see you. I see you, Miss Mags. Salute. Bird. Alcatraz, you already know. You know what I'm saying? Graph Unlimited. Yeah, there you go. Tabe. Yo, that nigga didn't give a fuck, son. That nigga was just going in. Yo, salute, Sonny. What up? What it is, Sonny? Salute, my brother. Big Shill. What it is, my brother. I see you. Nah, so, respect back, my nigga. You already know. I see you. Okay, you know it is what it is, but you know, that does not reflect the view of Graph Champs. You know what I'm saying? We don't focus on no negativity on Graph Champs. I mean, salute, Jace. I see you. Good looks, Buffalo Breaks. Appreciate it. I was gonna get someone else to interview after POVE, but it was already too late. The commercial was made. Yo, salute, Lou. You already know. Big Drip. That's right. Positive vibes only. Salute, Spec. Positive vibes only. Yo, so we got crazy shows lined up. Y'all already know what it is. I'm gonna hit y'all with the next commercial soon. That was Graph Champs, episode 10, POVE G.U. I'm the host, the vertical, squirticle, all over your girl's Bizac. Holla back.